I don't know the name of it. Hey, Dina. Hey, Dina. Yeah, hey. I didn't want to say hey, Dina. I want to say hey, everyone.
Hey, everyone. Hey is for horses. Hello, hello. This is podcast number 220.
Way, we're in the 20s.
We are. I am happy because it was daylight savings and we have sunshine outside. So I feel like it's still daytime, although
That's
it's 6
why
o'clock.
If it were darker, we would know it was later, right?
Right. I think I'm a little bit less on edge because I see the light out. Mm-hmm. I see the light. How's everybody doing?
Well, we hope.
Yes, we do. I just want to start this episode by saying thank you, thank you, thank you for all the kind words. I know that Rose touched a lot of people, it seems. We got letters, cards, emails, notes, DMs, text messages, obituaries, things in the mail.
Right,
yes.
Right. You got flowers.
Oh, my goodness. And Dr. Joyce, thank you so much. I need to go get them.
Okay. You want me to get? Let me get them. I'm closer.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pam.
That's okay.
The beautiful flowers. That was very sweet. Unexpected, unnecessary, but so gorgeous. Look at these beautiful flowers.
Are they pretty?
A dozen red roses. Is
For
that
Rose.
for Rose?
And it was her favorite color.
Yes, absolutely.
I love roses.
Thank you. Very touching. It was such a pleasure to share all her stories, and I hope that we will still continue to share stories.
Did you get the candies? Did you order?
Not yet. There's special coffee candies that Rose used to like, and I'm going to order them and confirm that they're the ones. And if they are, I'll share them. But yes, it was very moving and really touching. Mm-hmm. I don't know what else to say. No. It's just a lot. It's
just thanking everybody for the kind words.
It's a lot.
Right.
It means a lot. It goes a long way.
Right.
And even just the inspiration to spread love through knitting was also, it seems to be well received, and I think a lot of
knitters do that,
resonate with that, and it's nice.
Very nice.
Okay, I just needed to start with that.
That's fine.
But anyway, should we introduce ourselves?
Yes, you go first.
For those of you who are tuning in and you're new, this is a knitting and crocheting podcast. We basically talk about life, our projects, what we're working on. We try to keep it to knitting. My name is Dina. You can find me at The Knitting Place on Instagram, Ravelry, and Facebook.
And my name is Pam. I'm Pam Sapp on Instagram and Ravelry, and Pam Sapienza on Facebook. Right. Facebook is Pam Sapienza, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that's it.
That's where you can find us. We usually post show notes down below. What that means is you'll get links to basically kits, patterns, a design. A lot of you always ask, what's the name or where can I find that pattern in the show notes? I try to be very good about it. Of course, I can make a mistake.
Right.
You can
or
always
omit something sometimes.
Right. You can always email me. Like last time, I think it was the beautiful baby blanket. Everybody asked me about the baby.
They did about the baby blanket?
Yes, I should go get the book. So it's called Tribal. Mm-hmm. It was by Judith Shangold.
Oh gosh, I haven't heard that name in forever, Dina. This is an oldie but goodie from the shop. Is that the book that? Yeah. Well, no, that's not the one that has the.
I just want to show you because it's mind-blowing. This is the actual original blanket.
And what Dina had the other day was one of those quadrants.
Right. So there are 4 quadrants that make the Afghan.
And you can't see it that well because of the color change, but there's texture. There are different stitches, right?
I'm going to go in
each one.
Yes. And so what Barbara had done is she knit one quadrant in one color. She wanted a whole huge ivory blanket.
Right.
But she aborted and went for a baby blanket instead. And I think that was very clever.
What was...
What?
Do you know what the size of that quadrant was by any chance?
I don't, but I could tell you... Hold on, let me get my glasses. I could tell you the size of the Afghan.
And how many skeins did she use, do you know?
I forgot to weigh it.
Oh. wondering, just curious. We use for that. She's Aurora 8, right?
Aurora 8.
She used Aurora 8, which is a worsted weight, 100% merino. We use that in our City Lights hats. Dinah used it in her hat she did this year, which I can't remember the name of. Ziggy
25 by 25, but hers was bigger.
Oh, it was bigger than 25
so
by
I
25.
think, yeah.
I
Hers
think
was
so.
much bigger. I want to say it was probably about 34 by 34.
Yeah, it was something like that, yeah. And so that's a lovely yarn for that. And then she edged it in a pink, two skeins, right? You used about 200 yards for the crocheted edging.
I did a crocheted ruffle. I should say that I didn't, a typical ruffle will, usually you do three double crochets in every stitch.
But that reminds me of Rose. Why? Because
I did have Rose in mind.
You did when you did it. Well, that's 100%. Why I'm saying, because usually you do three double crochet, or you can alternate 3 2 3 2, depending on how the base single crochet was distributed on the first round. Maybe if it's closer, you might want to do 3.
Depends.
It depends. It really depends. But tell them what Rose used to do.
So Rose would typically, for a lighter ruffle, she would basically do double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, which is like the V-stitch.
Yeah,
in
something like it.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. So I ended up doing that. And
so what did you do? Double crochet, chain, double crochet in each single
stitch.
crochet.
Right. But then again, crochet is very free form and malleable. It all is relative to how you, like I framed the blanket with one round of single crochet.
Right.
So if
it's always best to do that.
I agree. So if you're going to venture out and try to put a crocheted ruffle on, or any kind of crocheted edging, you want to basically make sure that your sides are all even, that you're trying to balance out the number of stitches, both sides and top and bottom.
So, for instance, if Dinah puts 100 singles on the left side, she wants to put 100 singles on the right side. You wouldn't want to put 110.
Right.
Because one side would ruffle.
Correct. Now, this particular project was tricky because it was on the bias.
Right.
So I had to work on a side edge and a side edge. I never had a cast on, cast off. And 2 side edges. I had slopes the whole time.
Right. And you had to make sure that when,
that is the hardest
The trickiest
round.
part of the crochet edging is your base round of single crochets, because anyone can go in those stitches and put your doubles. But if you don't make it so that it's even,
it'll look
after the singles.
It's the difference between, and Rose used to say this all the time, the difference between handmade and homemade.
I love that. We used to say that all the time.
All the time.
Bring back memories now, Diana.
I know.
Right? But that's the key. I mean, is a ruffle difficult? No. But again, these are the things that you need to do to make it look nice. And so and then again, the edging of every blanket is different because every stitch is different in every blanket. When you're doing a vertical, when you're going in the sides, they're horizontal rows.
Correct.
When you're up at the top, it's the vertical row or the bottom, and one might be a cast on, and one might be a bind off.
Right. Row gauge is also different. Row gauge in knitting is different than your stitch gauge. So imagine now you have to apply stitches per inch in crochet in a stitch count of, let's say in your cast on or cast off.
Right.
We usually do 1 for 1, but it doesn't apply.
Can't always do that.
You can't do every row. You can't do every other row.
So there's no set pattern. So when you're teaching someone or showing someone, it's very difficult.
It's trial
because
and
it's
error.
Trial and error, and you have to know what it is what it is you're looking for, you're going for. So that's why a crochet edging. I love crochet edgings.
I do too.
They're very nice.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can do with them, right? Remember I did one for my sister last year when I made her the blanket. I couldn't even tell you what I did now, but it was something different. And I went on, I think it was, who's that gal that does crochet? Tony?
I don't
You know who it is. She does the blankets with the temperature blankets. TLC.
From Letter Day?
Not Green Letter Day. No, she's not from Green Letter Day, but she does the temperature blankets. She does crochet patterns. I'll have to find.
We'll have
Tony
to look it
something, I think her name is. Anyway, but I think she had a YouTube video, and it was a very different kind of an edging, which I liked. So it was nice to do something fun.
Definitely.
Anyway, we digress.
That's okay. How's your week?
Good. An average week. We're at
school. Everyone's
joking because we have the next break is towards mid-ish April.
Is that the Passover, Easter break?
Yeah, right. So everyone
break.
is kind of joking about, the full weeks, going through the full weeks because, we had February break and things like that. So it's interesting, we talk about that. So my son
Kids
says
still
to
getting
me,
sick?
yes, we have two kids. A kid yesterday and a kid today went home sick with
Really?
a headache. And my granddaughter was also sick. I was telling Dina she had strep throat and she's got the flu. And her sister had the same thing.
Olive or Lucy?
Olive had it this time. Lucy had it the last time.
So wait, when you were talking to Emily, today was her first day back?
First day back to school. Yeah. And she was lucky it fell over the end of a week over the weekend. And she was fine on Sunday, but Monday she had a fever.
Go figure.
Yeah, so you never know. It's going around. There's a lot of strep going around. There's a lot of flu going around. So for the kids. Not for me.
Are you a carrier?
Yeah, no. Please, I should, knock wood. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, right.
But it was fun. We had a regular weekend. I was saying, the weekend on Sunday, what I did was we went to Long Island Lutheran, Lehigh, which is a high school.
I saw your stories.
Yeah,
Very
the two
nice.
my kids went to. And we did it last year as well. And what you do is you pack meals up for shelters. And what it is, it's they make... it combines seasoning, dehydrated vegetables.
Excuse me 1 second.
That's okay. A seasoning powder, the vegetables, it's like a soy protein, and rice. And you put them in this pouch bag that's kind of got a gusset on the bottom. And so 4 people put that in, and then there's the person who holds the pouch under the funnel. And then I would have to weigh it. It had to weigh a certain number of grams, and then it would go to be sealed and then to boxed. So various organizations and churches go, and you pay for it. You do pay for it. That's how they, fund the ingredients that they need. And I think they said now each packet feeds more than one person. It's for, you could feed, I didn't look at it. I looked last year. I don't remember whether it feeds 4, but we packaged up over 19,000 meals because each packet maybe feeds 4 people.
That's wonderful.
And we had 3 tables of 10 working, and it was fun. It was fun. It's always nice to do that. The meals go on Long Island, Nassau, Suffolk County. Some go into the city, into the outer boroughs. And they've been doing this since 2011. It's called Meals from the Heart. So it's very nice. So we had a nice day after church. We did that on Sunday. And then that was my day. Hopefully I get to go home and do some knitting after that.
There you go.
How about your
That's
weekend?
nice.
You had a nice weekend.
I had a busy weekend. So we went to visit Zach, I told you, which is why I had to close early on Friday. It was for good reason. Sorry for the inconvenience, but he lives in Vermont, so it was a long trip.
How long did it take you to get there?
5 hours and change
it's a long
because
way.
we stopped. Yeah,
Oh, you did stop.
yeah, we had
Does
to
that
stop
count
at the
the
dog.
stopping?
It was like 5.5 hours. We left at about 4 and got in at about 9:30. Yeah, it was a long drive. But he was very cute. He made us Shabbat dinner.
Oh, that's nice.
He baked fresh challah.
Oh, God bless him.
He made borscht soup. He had salad.
Oh. Well, you should know that Zach, her son, loves to cook. He's a great cook. And he has an Instagram page called what? Kid That Cooks?
Kid Who Cooks.
Kid Who Cooks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid Who Cooks. So,
and he does from start to finish. He'll grow vegetables. Am I right?
Yes.
He'll grow vegetables and he'll cook.
Create a starter. Like he was up there, he created his own starter, so he's been using that. I meant to take some home. He did the stock. He bought a huge can of tomatoes, garlic. He reduced it down to basically a paste, and it's a stock for everything. So good. And you can use it as like a tapenade. You can use it as...
I tell you, these guys, these kids
focaccia.
nowadays just love... I tell you, God bless them.
Can you imagine?
God bless them.
So good.
God bless them.
Anyway, so he also made a fancy omelet with some of that tapenade in there. It was really good. Really
delicious.
good. And then Saturday we went, what did we do on Saturday?
We did a bunch of things on Saturday.
We went to King Arthur.
You went to breakfast at King Arthur.
Right. We had pastries. We went hiking with the dog, which was very cool because they had like a little dog trail right nearby. We went to a yarn shop.
That's right. You said you went to a yarn shop.
What was the name of it? I think it's Knitter's Notch, I want to say. I'm not
where
quite
is
sure.
It? What town was it in, Dina?
So we...
Excuse me.
I would have to look it up. Zach did all the driving. I don't really know. He lives in Tunbridge. It was around between Tunbridge and King Arthur, wherever. Yeah, in that vicinity. So we went there. He picked out a local. I wanted to buy a skein of yarn.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
From a local
knitting store.
It wasn't a knitting store. From a local
spinner,
farmer, whatever.
Right,
I had Zach pick. He picked out one. I'm going to knit him a hat, and that'll be his memory from
Vermont.
This
that's
time.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
And then we just napped, went out for dinner. He treated us. It was very cute.
He treated you for dinner.
Yes,
That's nice.
I was telling Pam, so touching.
What a good boy.
You know, when your kid really appreciates you, I swear I came to tears. It was very touching.
That's nice.
It's nice to be appreciated. And then Sunday we went off-roading. We had a Jeep. We rented a Jeep for the weekend, and we did one of those.
With Zach, you did this?
No, we met our friends on the way home halfway.
Oh, gotcha.
They met us on an off-road trail, and
Who rented the Jeep?
We did.
Okay.
My cousins had a Jeep, so...
Okay. So they had a Jeep,
theirs,
so you
we
rented
took
a Jeep.
ours, and Bear was so scared.
Where did you do this? What town was that in? Was it in Vermont?
It was on our way home. It was actually on the border of Massachusetts and New York.
Right.
And we met a local. We thought it was in Massachusetts, but it wasn't. It was actually in New York. He told us we had to go.
My husband used to go camping up there on the border of New York, and it was Copiague Falls he used to go to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was going to say whatever.
It's around there somewhere.
Yeah.
The Berkshires are up there, right?
Exactly. Right. Gorgeous. That's where we had dinner in the Berkshires. It was so nice.
Well, you also went to, what's that town?
Lenox.
Lenox, right. Yeah. Lenox, Massachusetts.
Lenox, Massachusetts. Right. Colorful Stitches is there, but they weren't
And that's
open.
also where the great spa is.
Oh, what's the name of that spa? We used to go there.
We went there.
We did a retreat there.
We did a retreat there. What was it? I can't believe we can't remember the name. There are two of them, right? There's more than one. It'll come to us. What's it called?
Senior moment.
But anyway, so you did that.
We did that. And then we drove home. We got home at like 9:30. It was
nice.
A fun weekend.
You had a nice weekend.
Yeah. I love weekends like that when it's just jam-packed.
Right, with different things.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fun.
It was fun.
I had a nice weekend. Did you knit? Yeah, Dinah called me Friday night. She was knitting. She was knitting color work in the dark going up to Vermont.
Well, I had the light
First of all, I'd be sick to my stomach. I couldn't knit in the car like that.
I ripped my Alpine Bloom. I had gray.
Didn't you just show it to me?
I did. I re-knit it.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh.
But you just showed it to me before.
You're seeing the second version. That's how psycho
I thought you didn't like it.
I didn't like the gray. I had a gray flower.
I don't even remember what it looked like.
I'll show you.
I don't even remember now. I thought it was the same.
No.
Shows you what I know.
Goes to show.
It shows you what I know.
How unimpressive.
No, it looks lovely. I think it's lovely. But, we're always our worst critics when it comes to that kind of stuff,
totally.
In terms of what we like and what we don't like. But, I would start with what I'm wearing, but I honestly don't know what it is I'm wearing.
I probably should have never ripped it out.
Do you have a picture of it?
Yeah, that was my original.
That's the one you showed me yesterday?
No. This is the original.
The one you showed me today is the one I saw yesterday.
Which is the second time. This is the first flower.
Oh.
I'll show you after, but this is
you can't tell.
Like a gray version. Anyway.
It was like a gray-green. It was a lot of grays go green. They can go green, and I think that's what was... It was. You thought it was looking muddy.
Correct.
Is what you said. I'm looking for my Ravelry page, actually, so I can tell you what I'm wearing. Why don't you start with what you're wearing?
Okay. I am wearing a Silky Twist hoodie. I'm obsessed with this colorway. It's called Northern Lights.
Yeah, that's a beautiful one.
It is beautiful. I wish I could take credit for it and say it's mine, but it isn't. It's an FO from one of my clients. Super gorgeous and Michelle was kind enough to let me borrow it and show it on the podcast. So for those of you who are interested in Northern Lights, I'm actually going to take it off. Because look at this colorway. Oh my God. Have you ever?
I love the fact that it goes from that dark.
Oh my goodness. It's stunning. So that's what I'm wearing.
It is.
And I might take it off now because I don't want to have a hot flash in it. It's so pretty. Thank you, Michelle.
Yes, thank you for letting Dana borrow it.
Melina?
I'm wearing the Melina top. I'm just looking for the one with the pattern. I think it's this one.
Is it Larry Loops or something?
Yeah.
Larami Loops?
Now, it's spinning. Why is it spinning? Yeah, designed, look at that. It came right up. Designed and created by her, I guess her handle is Larami Loops, LARAMILOOPS. Her name is Burke Selick. I might be saying it wrong. But anyway, here it is. I'll show you her picture.
You look so smart today, Pam.
I do.
The collared shirt,
Oh.
yes.
So, yeah, anyway, so I made this, and I made it a little longer because she was wearing a smaller size. I used double Sunday from Sandisgarn, and I don't even remember now how many skeins I used. I might have used 5 or 6. I'm not sure. Maybe 5. I don't think I used that many. And what I love about it is it's just a regular, vest. I'd never done this before. I mean, I know that's how you do it. It's a crocheted ribbing. But don't you think the crocheted ribbing came out nice?
It looks like it's knit, I have to say.
Right?
I was going to say, you may be fooled. It's not a knit border. It's actually crocheted.
And, when I started it, I mean, I had to do it around both arms, the neck, and the bottom band. And when I started it, the way they do it is you crochet out and you come back. You pick it up, out and back. I said, oh, my God, this is going to take me forever.
But this is I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Was this crocheted in rows vertically or horizontally?
Vertically.
So you're you're crocheting it side to side.
Yeah.
That is so fun.
Yeah.
What a great construction.
It was. Now, again, I made it a little longer. She had a great
So you had
pattern,
to
and she had great did I say knit?
No, you had. Yes, it doesn't matter. But did you have to actually chain on more stitches to begin with?
My
Like, how did
yarn
you
was a
figure that
little
out?
different than her yarn, so I did a gauge swatch based on what she said it was supposed to be. And she had very detailed and very good pictures in the pattern. So I was able to change. Like when she said, and you went up here and you started shaping for the shoulders, I made sure that mine was the dimensions it was supposed to be.
Right, but so you didn't modify the pattern, you just allowed your yarn to be a looser gauge.
Right. Well, I might
Or a
have
different
modified
gauge.
it in terms of, how many, she said how many rows she did. I had to do more rows than she did.
But rows is going to give you width. It's
Well,
not
I
gonna
mean, no, it was vertical rows. I had to do more, like I had to go longer for.
So that's what
I went longer. I did change the pattern in that regard,
Did you crochet this way
Yeah.
and do more rows? Or was the crochet this way?
This
Oh,
way.
so it wasn't vertical, it was horizontal.
Did I say vertical? I meant
Yes.
horizontal.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. So you went.
I'm
okay.
thinking it's going up vertically, but I crocheted horizontally,
Right.
and it was 2 pieces. It was front and
No,
back.
because it looks like the rows, when you look at the pattern on
And look at
screen,
my side seam.
it's great.
Isn't that side seam pretty?
Yeah. Isn't it interesting?
See, look at
Do
my
you
side seam.
When you look at it on screen,
Yeah.
do you see the vertical? Like it looks like it was knit vertically.
I could see what you're saying.
Yeah,
it could look
but
like
it's
it
not.
was. No, it's not. No.
That's wild.
And, I just
Super
made sure
fun.
that it was, I might have had to go more rows when I did something. I just made sure that it was right. But in any event, it was well written, and I would recommend her pattern. She's got some cute patterns
Nice.
for crochet. So there you go. I will
Awesome.
send. You know what I'm going to do, Dan? I'm going to screenshot this and send it to you.
Thank you for the show notes, which
Yeah.
will be down below.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
you can easily access them through the link.
There you go.
Okay, why don't we start with whips?
Whips. Okay, whips. What do I have?
Want me to start?
Yeah, you start, Diane.
I am strumming along on my test knit for Natasja.
Oh, nice.
This is her new top that's going to be released at the end of the month.
Pretty.
Let me get this tail out of the way. As you can see,
It's a good color for you, Dinah.
I don't know know where I was. Did I actually join last time I showed you?
No, you hadn't joined.
I hadn't joined. So I actually knit the front to the same length as the back, created my armhole shaping, and now I'm working in the round. I'm actually working this way. Even though it's a top down, I have to turn it upside down to knit.
Of course, yeah.
I have my little progress keeper.
How many inches do you have to go?
I have to decide if I want to do bust darts.
Oh,
which is why I just gave it a
you
little
have to
bit
do
of
it
steam.
soon, right? Yeah.
Yes. So I'm almost at the point where I need to do the dart.
Well, you did bust darts on one of her sweaters last year.
I did. But this sweater might fit me a little looser, and I may not need to do it.
You might not want to do it.
So, which is why I just gave it a little steam to see. I'm going to put it on a longer circular needle.
Just try it on and
right.
see.
So that's a good tip for those of you who are thinking about working darts. You may want to try it on and see how it fits across the bust before you go ahead and add in that extra ease. So that's why I did that. I'm not there yet. I think I need to go maybe another inch.
Before you decide.
Yeah. Or maybe just about now. I have to see. But I will try it on to be sure. And yeah, that's it. I like the vertical pattern.
And what yarn are you using?
I am using Rowan Cotton Lace. They're 50-gram skeins.
It's a DK weight yarn or sport weight. Is it
I think
sport?
it's DK.
DK.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And I'm loving the way it looks.
It looks great. That's a good color for you.
Yeah.
Good color for you.
So expected.
Well, you're probably better off that way. Like if I made a turquoise thing, you wouldn't,
Right. Oh, I wanted to mention something about my stitch marker.
Oh, yeah.
So the stitch marker is an inch. I was telling Pam. So, of course, this is on a little bit of a deadline. It's due at the end of the month. So I'm trying to gauge by inches. I don't know if I'm going to get away with half an inch a day.
Oh, cute.
So that's how I'm measuring it. I have my progress keeper, and every day I move it down, and hopefully
I have one of those as well. I love progress keepers.
These are cute.
I love using progress keepers.
These are cute because they're inch lengths, so it's easy to measure.
Yep. Comes in a set, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
One for every project.
One for every project. Yeah, exactly. We all need that, we know. This is the progress I've made on my Alpine Bloom, which is a knit along that Dina and I are doing. Let me just untangle my edges.
I should show mine next.
This is the back with the
You've
tails.
gotten so much done.
Not there you go. So there it is. Now, do you want to hold this for a second,
Sure.
Dina? So, I'm probably almost halfway done with the chart, I guess they would say. And this is my yarn, which is the color, what color?
Inkling?
Inkling, thank you. And you can see it's coming from the inside, so that's what I have left. But look at the color I'm changing to. I don't know.
Are you pulling from the inside?
Pulling from the inside. So I don't know. Can you imagine that color coming under this? I don't know.
Well, you're pulling from the inside. You're working from the inside, which is like this. Is that going to be enough contrast, the raspberry on the raspberry?
It's on there now, the raspberry.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's here.
Oh, it is actually showing up.
Yeah, it is.
But then you still have all of this other color.
Right.
The lighter blue.
It'll be a gradual change.
Right. It's not going to go straight into the dark blue.
You know what? It is what it is. I'm just going to knit it. I'm having faith that it will come out.
It looks very vintage. I love that it's just...
I'm looking at it and I'm not seeing the flower. I see the
You see
the
it
petals.
here
I do see that. Yeah,
you see it.
But I don't see what I'm knitting now. I'm not seeing any of that. I don't know what the heck that thing is. What are these? More petals?
Yes,
They're
it's
more
another
petals.
layer of petals.
Right. So anyway, I'm using. Is it called Soft Rose?
Yes.
You're on Soft Rose from.
That's the base from Ruby and Roses.
Ruby and Roses, which is a fingering weight. I think it's 75-25 or is it 80-20? I don't know.
I don't know by
certainly
heart.
don't have a label here. But the color, do you know what the color is?
I think that's Love Note.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know why I don't have a label in here. Anyway, and that's the progress I'm making. It's fun, it's fun to do color work.
85-15.
What is it?
85-15.
Oh, 85-15. Jeez, look at that. And I'm saying 75. It's a nice yarn because it does have a nice bloom to it.
Yes, it's robust. It's very squishy.
Right. And was going to say something else about it. And I did switch to a 32 needle.
Oh, that's smart. So that's another pro tip when you're doing color work. As you are working your yoke, in our class, we always talk about spreading your stitches to make sure you're getting a long float behind your stitches.
Yeah, when you're on that, jammed up on that smaller needle.
When you're on a, like Pam just said, when you don't...
you can't, it's, all the stitches are tight and you want to spread it out.
As you increase your yoke,
right,
you want to be able to have the luxury of space to actually elongate or spread out your stitches. So it makes sense to do that.
And I will also say I went up a needle size for my color work.
I think, did she call for that?
No, I don't think so. But
well, when
did.
you check your gauge, it's important to do that. Okay, well, since we're on Alpine Bloom, I will show you mine.
You got a lot done, Dina.
It's the same as yesterday.
Is it really?
Here is
you
my...
didn't have the green on it yesterday.
Sure I did.
Did you really?
Yeah, I didn't work on it at all.
No.
This is my Alpine Bloom.
See, now yours looks like a flower. Mine looks like a hint of a flower, maybe. So I think it looks a lot different.
Yours looks a little bit more vintage, as in faded. It's kind of the look that I really wanted, but this looks a little more stamped.
That looks nice.
I didn't want it to look so...
But it's not, I mean, it's
bold.
not high contrast. It's not like crazy bold.
No.
It's not.
But I wouldn't have mind. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't think I'm ripping it out again.
Oh, I couldn't rip it out.
This is it. I'm using Pika Pika. It's a yarn hand-dyed by Moondrake.
Sport weight. No, fingering weight.
Fingering weight yarn. I think it was the original yarn that Caitlin Hunter. By the way, the pattern is designed by Caitlin Hunter. This is the Alpine Bloom sweater. Pam and I are hosting a knit-along. It's our first, I guess, T-shirt of the season. And we...
And the flower, I didn't mention that also. The flower yarn is dyed in the wool from Spin Cycle.
Dyed in the wool. I happen to be using two different colors. I decided to go
Is
rogue.
it two different colors?
Yeah, I'm using... I'm using Overboard.
Which is what you're knitting with now.
And Pick Your Poison.
Oh, they're pretty. And again, when you're dealing with dyed in the wool, you know, a lot of times you'll get... no, it's I was going to say it's not my color, Inkling. But what is it? Remember, maybe it is Inkling, the one that looks so different. Remember the two skeins in there that look so different. They look different, you know, even in the same bag. The skeins
batches are all different.
Looking different. So sometimes you can even accomplish that with the same color.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, very good, Dina. You're getting there.
Do you have any more? I have one more.
I have this, which talking about languishing whips.
Oh, yeah.
I went, and I showed this last week, I
need to work on mine.
I took out my Letho, which has been languishing for like 3 years. Dana was kind enough to help me figure out where I was because its construction was a little different. We talked about it, I think, last week. I was able to finish.
She's making great progress.
It's one side and it's one side, right?
And then they merge together in the back.
In the back.
So fun. It's a great pattern.
So I've done that. I've merged my backs. I'm in the middle of a row, though, unfortunately. So this is my back. This is one side. And it's got the beautiful detail work on the sleeves, right? And then I've done the, I'm doing now the...
shawl band.
Yeah, she's got that detail.
Well, actually, it's the front pickup. Did you pick up?
I picked up, I did this detail, and now I'm starting the welts. She's got 3 welts that you have to do, and then you go into the
shawl collar.
The shawl collar, and then the bottom band, and then it's done. Thank God. But anyway, so of course, I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I did last week. I couldn't find my yarn.
Right, and who was it who's recommended St. Jude?
St.
That was
Jude.
very sweet.
And I love St. Jude. I how many times don't we always
but
we always call on St. Jude, but it didn't work this time. So I did have to buy some extra skeins, which arrived yesterday. So now I can keep working. And the yarn it's a Letho pattern from Moonstruck, Natasja Hornby.
Correct.
Dina and I did a knit along on this 3 years ago, so that's always there if anyone's interested in doing that. And
never too late.
And the yarn I was using was a yarn I bought to use for a sweater for my son, which I never did. I used something else, and it's the Shelter from Brooklyn Tweed with forge from
from Hudson and
Hudson
West.
and West is the trim.
Pam was lucky enough to get yarn from Brenda at
Yes.
Cast On Studio.
Thank you, Brenda.
So thank you, Brenda. That was very sweet.
I loved it when I came home yesterday and found that yarn sitting on my doorstep.
Yes.
Perfect timing.
I'm allowed to show a sneak peek. I'm working on this test knit for Caitlin Hunter. Notice the texture. I'm obsessed. It's going to be super fun. I'm using Cotton Merino, which is a new yarn for me.
It's from Rowan, right?
It's not Rowan.
Oh, it's
not?
not?
From Juniper Moon.
Oh, that's right.
The colorway, I think, is
Sorry.
called Oat Milk.
It's a pretty color.
It's a pretty
That
color.
looks like a vintage color to me. It almost looks like there's pink in it.
I just
Doesn't
love
it?
it. It's
a
super
great
fun.
color. I love that color.
So stay tuned. That's another
When is
one.
that done?
I think also at the end of the month.
Oh, jeez.
So 2. I hope
you
I get some
you have
progress.
a lot of knitting to do there, Dina.
I have a lot of knitting to do, but that's okay. I enjoy it. And then I'm dedicated next month. So now we're in single digits, weeks away for Jake and Roche's co-creation. The new baby.
Single. I know he was talking about that at Rose's.
Yeah, the Shiva.
The Shiva. He was talking about that, about how many weeks, and technically, when it's 7 weeks, you can have the baby any day, something to that effect. Which I guess is true. You know hopefully. I mean, I'm not saying you wouldn't want the baby.
God
as long
forbid,
as the baby
but it
is
can.
healthy.
Right.
But right, you'd hope that you'd cook a little bit
Yes.
longer than that, right?
Yes. So I figured next month
You better start knitting.
there are
Oh,
no
well, the
test
baby's
knits.
not wearing. It's not. You're not making something for the baby to wear home. You're making something
So
for the fall.
they alluded to maybe wearing something. I thought they would go for something. I didn't want to put that on them.
What would they say?
Baby's being born in May. I
Great
don't know.
time of year. That's when Daniel.
Maybe
was
they'll
born.
have an outfit and a light sweater over it. I have to figure it
Daniel
out. So
wore a
we
light sweater home. He
light-
was born May 8th. When is this baby due?
May 4th.
May 4th, yes. His due date was, I think, I can't remember. The 6th, the 7th, the 9th. I don't remember. Isn't it terrible? You get to the last child, you don't remember.
He came when he was ready.
Exactly.
Yeah. So next month, no test knitting, only for baby.
Baby
So stay
knitting
tuned.
next month.
Yeah.
You should make him one of those crocheted books that I made for Reese. She came up in my feed yesterday.
Really? I don't know if I'll do that. We'll see.
That's
a
a
real-
That's a special kind of.
That's a real labor of love. Maybe.
that really is a labor of love.
We'll see. I
My
haven't
daughter
decided
better
yet.
never lose that book.
I have to make sure. I've learned from you, Pam. I have to make sure the kids like whatever it is that I make
Correct.
them. Okay. Shall we start?
Yes. What do we have, Dinah?
We are continuing the theme with kits for the Drea Renee knit along. It's her March to May knit along. It's shawls and sweaters. We have already promoted, what did we promote? Through lines, which we've refilled. So for those of you who are still interested, we did get a few more requests.
What else?
I
did we
will
do?
say
we did
that-
something else. We did a sweater. No. What did we do? What else did we do? It was just through lines last week that we showed, right?
I feel like we had done something. Oh, no, we had done potato vodka, but that's not by her.
No.
So this week we are showing Free Your Fade, Birds of a Feather, and the Vellichor.
Where's the I'm looking for free your fade. Is that down there?
Is that on the table, maybe?
That's what I was wondering. I don't think
not
I think
here.
that's that. I'm going to go look over here for
So
it.
should I start with this one?
Yes. So
Okay. So whips are allowed. Andrea Mowry, Drea Renee Knits on Ravelry has a Ravelry group. And you are welcome to look at her group. They've got prizes and they're set up that if you do a shawl, that's one submission, but she has a separate submission for a sweater.
A sweater, right?
So it's really great. You are not limited to one or the other. If you have a whip, it even counts. So she's being very gracious. I highly recommend that if you have something, post it. You have nothing to lose.
Right.
Participate. Why not? It's fun.
Yep.
A lot of customers have asked me, Dinah, am I knitting anything? If I knit, right now I can't because I have 2 test knits and the baby, but I am, intrigued and I want to knit maybe a through lines kit.
Absolutely.
But I would not enter as a shop owner because I would never want to take that chance away from somebody else from winning a prize and being a part of
Right, of
her
course,
knit along.
of course.
Prize shouldn't belong to me.
Right.
But I'm very happy to promote, and we're going to start with Birds of a Feather.
Birds of a Feather is one of her very popular patterns. It's a great, I don't know what you call that shape.
It's an asymmetrical, almost looks like a kite, if you will. It's beautiful, it's light, it's wispy. Year after year after year.
It starts at one of the points down here.
Yes. This has always held true to being a very popular design. It's garter stitch interrupted with mohair, interrupted with like a feather and fan.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
It drapes
so you
beautifully.
Can see the yarn and then the mohair alternates throughout.
Now, you don't have to have the same.
No, you don't. No.
When you use mohair, the concentration of the yarn is less because it's almost sheer and see-through. So you could have the same color, yet it looks a shade lighter because it's sheer, and you can use a complementary color.
And it says light as
light as a feather.
Light as a feather. When you wear it and wrap it, it's a nice, beautiful piece.
Great to travel with, pack.
Yeah. Right. So we every now and again we'll restock these kits, and we've done that now, especially since she's doing her knit along.
I have to say this is probably one of her designs, along with Shift,
and
that's always on the website.
Yes. Yeah.
We always have kits for this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start here. You want to start with this one?
This yarn is from Kokon.
Oh yeah, we made Kokon kits. These are
made
beautiful.
Kokon kits. It's fingering weight organic non-superwash. And this colorway is called Peach Bouquet. And
Gorgeous.
This particular one, you can see there's a color change, and it has a matching mohair. So that's lovely.
Along the same lines, this is called Spring Morning.
That's gorgeous.
You've got that very light pistachio green with a very soft,
pink,
very
so
soft.
even a little bit of a yellow in there.
Stunning.
It's beautiful.
Stunning.
Very pretty.
Michelle, you outdone yourself.
She did such a great job. This is from our friend Diane at Suburban Stitcher. This is Oslo. And again, even though the mohair looks like it's Oslo, it's really heavy metal. Heavy metal is just a little bit grayer than the Oslo.
Right. So we went, right. So I kind of went a little bit darker, but I don't think it's going to show high concentration darker.
Love this Oslo. It's always been a favorite of mine. It's got the light gray and the toasty colors in it. And
right. This almost has like a very beige base where this might have like a gray base.
So there you go.
This one here is Ladybird, and Ladybird across the board, also from Suburban Stitcher. So you've got the Ladybird in the sock with the matching mohair.
Very pretty.
Next up,
this is another beautiful Kokon color. This is Sea Green Mist with a matching mohair. And if you go up close on Sea Green Mist, let's see if I can pick it up here. You see, look at that. It's got little tiny speckles of like a pinky color in there.
It's very subtle.
Very subtle. That's a beautiful color. And the matching mohair.
This is another Kokon. This is her Speckled collection by Jean Michel. And you could see all the speckles running through it. And then we went with a constant fade. This is the Jean Michel, just like a semi-solid. And that'll break up.
That's
these
gorgeous, too.
Gorgeous.
It'd be hard to pick a color.
Oh, these are
hard
stunning.
pressed to pick a color.
Stunning.
This one is like the Peach Bouquet, but this one is called Lavender Meadow. So here you go. You see, you've got that lavender section, the cream with the speckles of pink and like a blue, and again a matching mohair. So that's beautiful. That is again Lavender Meadow.
This one here is called Sandcastle.
Is that the one I took?
It is.
I still have that.
Very soft beige, and as you can see, the little soft sprinkle of color. There's a little bit of purple, a little bit of pink,
yeah, you see that,
and even some hues of green.
Very pretty. This is a Jean Michel. It's a solid. It is just a solid medium kind of color denim, light denim, with the mohair that matches. Again, very pretty.
This one here is called Boardwalk. That's the sock. And then the mohair is actually March Hare. So different name, but blends beautifully and makes it gorgeous. This actually almost has the same vibes, I think, as her original Birds of a Feather.
Yeah.
Very similar.
It
if you're
does,
looking
actually.
to get that.
It does, yeah.
Here you go, Pam.
One of my favorite colors from Diane. Is this it? Predictability. Love predictability. And that is with Steampunk. Again. Diane does a great job with her pinks.
Yes,
and
she
that's
does.
a favorite of mine. So predictability.
I think I did. What did I knit predictability in?
You did it. You did it. Did you do the top? The
lovely tea.
The lovely tea.
You did it in Steampunk.
I did it in Steampunk.
Did
you
I
didn't
do
predict? You did something in predictability a while ago. I don't know if it was that. What color did you use?
I don't recall now.
You're gonna have to look, Dina.
I know, right? This is called Blush Pink.
Oh, that's a gorgeous pink. You see how gorgeous her pinks are?
This is from Cocon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not her.
This is a very soft pink and with very subtle speckle.
You can see
and you'll
it in
see
the
the
mohair.
shading
Look at that
more in the
shading.
mohair.
Ah.
But don't forget, this is going to be very sheer when it's worked in between.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Blush Pink.
If you're a pink person, you
That
gotta
is
like
gorgeous.
That one.
Speaking
another
of
one?
pink,
Oh, this is Barbie Girl, right? Barbie Girl is the solid, and its Pop Star is the mohair. Look at that. This side has more of the color in it, but how gorgeous is that? You want a little pop, right? Say more.
and last but certainly not least, this one is called the Blue Flower Medley. This is a cream off-white base, and it almost looks like a hydrangea. Like
It does.
The palette of the
Faded hydrangea.
stunning. You've got the periwinkle and the beautiful greens.
Beautiful.
Stunning. So those are we do have more.
There are a few more.
There are a few more that are on the website. So when you go to look at them, you'll see that there's a large variety. We kind of just showed you a sampling of them just for the sake of time.
Right. And these are lovely. How could we not show
Oh
them
my
to you?
goodness, they're gorgeous.
I would be hard-pressed to pick a color, I'll be honest with you.
They're all gorgeous. So we went live last week. We added some kits for another shawl. It's called Free Your Fade.
Free Your Fade, yeah. And that's the cover page of her pattern. She takes 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but we kind of did a fade.
Right. And what she does is she takes these yarns and she's actually alternating rows for them to blend.
To blend.
So it's not marled as in a fade where you take 2 strands, double
drop a strand,
right. It's not a marled fade. It's actually a fade where you alternate the skeins.
Sure.
So what we tried to do is obviously create a scale, a color scale in the variety of the kits that we made.
Sure. So now we'll show you those. This is our first one. It's Sparkle for the People with Flutter and Bang Bang. It's a pretty one, right?
Very pretty.
Here, Dina, I'll hand this to you.
This one here is March Hare Boardwalk. And this one here is called Dreams. Very pretty.
This is a pretty one. This is Oyster, La Boheme, and Clean Slate. Very pretty.
Next up is Sugar, Pop Star, and Dreams.
Okay.
Also very pretty.
I'm going to hand this to you down there. Thank you,
I
Dina.
love this one. If you are a gold and yellow person, welcome to Sunshine Day, Beeswax, and Coffee Grounds. Ooh, I love that.
I know you love this one too. That's why I'm giving it to you. I just need to move one more.
Should I continue?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to get this last one up. And I can
This one here we're starting with, and of course you can change the order any way you like. This one here is called Whispering Pines. And then we moved into Aurora, Australia, and then Heart of Glass. So you're starting with the green purple, and then you're finishing off with the purples.
And this one
Sorry
is...
for reaching, Pam.
That's okay. Oh, shoot.
I'll get it.
I'm sorry.
Don't be silly.
Let me start with this one then, since we don't have everything that we need. This one is, I love this name, Lingerie, Predictability, and Steampunk. So there you go. Let me hold them from the bottom so you can see the, look at that. That's a great one. And Dina is going to show you the last one.
Want to show it?
Oh, okay. Do you know the names? What are they?
Central Park West.
Is that one?
RED, the center one, and Turquoise.
That's a great one.
That's a great kit. That almost resembles this, what Andrea is wearing right here.
If you're a turquoise person,
It's a great one.
for sure you'll like that
Oh,
one.
we have one more.
Oh, we do?
This one.
Oh, yeah, the one in front.
This one here is called Sweet Pea. That's paired with Dream House. And then we anchored it with Cosmopolitan.
Lovely.
Lovely. So these are the kits for Free or Fade. Some, she has other shawls that I think are called Find Your Fade and What the Fade.
Yeah.
This one is the smallest one.
I think
It takes
this
three
was the
skeins.
first of her fade shawls, I think.
Right. And then I remember knitting Find Your Fade when I was in Spain.
She even had the cardigan. Remember the cardigan she had?
Yes.
What was that? I don't know what that was called.
So faded.
Something like that, yeah.
Did a great job. So she's got a lot of great designs. If you're looking for a larger shawl, you have the Free or Fade, and then there's also the What the Fade, which I knit that one too. That was brioche.
The brioche. Yep. I remember that. Yes, I
That's a
remember.
stunning one.
That was
Was that a
big-
mystery knit along?
No. I know. I think her other one was.
I feel like
Oh,
it was.
it might have
It
been.
might have been a knit along. I don't know if I knit it with the knit like during the knit along. I don't even remember, but that was a fun one. It was brioche knitting. I think it was top down. You fade in brioche. That was a fun knit.
That was a fun that you enjoyed that one.
Yep.
Do we have the pattern for Vellichor?
The picture should be there.
Yeah, I'll look for it.
We are going to show you kits next for the Vellichor.
I'll look for the picture.
Should I just pull it up on my phone?
Here it is.
Terrific.
Again, this was one we picked because we thought it would be good for the summer because it is a short sleeve. Didn't we show this last week? I remember talking about it. We did a live. We did
Yes,
a live.
that's what
why
it
I was. She uses the main color, and then she used a spin cycle, dyed in the wool.
Did she use Spin Cycle in the original?
No, I don't think she did. I think she used
She used
ritual
two-
dyes. She used ritual dyes.
Right.
Yeah.
So she used 3 colors actually. If you look closely, it almost looks like, would you call it a window pane? A grid? It's more like a grid maybe. And if you could see, the main color is striped out in between each contrast color, and it's also held as the vertical grid, the vertical spine, if you will,
Yeah.
throughout.
Right.
So in lieu of using 3 colors, what we decided to do is make our kits using the main color, and then we sandwiched the 2 contrast colors and gave you the yardage in Spin Cycle.
Right, because you'll get the color change with that as well.
Right.
Should
And
be pretty.
if I'm not mistaken, a couple of customers reached out and they wondered if you would still get the same effect. Because the main color is going to be alternated throughout your spin cycle, it'll look like you'll get the horizontal grid. Along with the slip stitching, you'll get the vertical stripe in the main color. So yes, you will get that look.
Yeah, and
It'll
then
just
also
be,
keep in mind that your spin cycle is like it's not just variegated, it does change color and it changes shades. So you'll get that change going on as well. So that being said, we made kits for it.
Yes.
And I believe the kits sized up to 52 and a half, I believe.
As we did it.
Yeah.
So in each kit, you're getting 3 spin cycle dyed in the wool. So that's going to be 600 yards. And then you're getting 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn.
And because it's
Suburban Stitcher, you're getting a lot of
you're
yardage.
she has 460 yards in a skein. So you have 920 yards. And because you're able to do that, we gave you, the 2 skeins for the size downwards very close on this. So we decided to do it this way and give you the 3rd skein. That way, it is a shorter piece. If you don't want it as short as she did it, you have yarn for the length as well. So what Dinah's holding in her hand right now is Dark Side. And this is the steel from Suburban. The Dark Side we were just restocked in.
Yes.
From Spin Cycle, so that's a great pairing.
So this would actually look like this.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get the gray running through it, and as the Spin Cycle stripes out, you'll get green and pink and orange and yellow. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll also get the vertical line. That's going to be a gorgeous kit.
And now the next kit uses a color called Velvet Magenta from Diane. And this is on the low, which is a beautiful blue that's got, if you look up close, it's got the pink in there as well. So you would get that. And that's a beautiful color. So let me bring over some more and we'll show it to you. Let's go. So here you go. You've got the color gold. And that was put with silver lining, another newer color, right?
That's beautiful. That'll make a very pretty top.
This one is lovely. This is a great color. It's called Cozy from Diane.
So Pam's
It is.
palette.
And we also were restocked in Mississippi Marsala. So this is the new Mississippi Marsala.
That's
so
great.
We thought that looked nice with that.
So just if you can envision, you're going to get stripes in the like seafoam green, the rust. All these colors are going to blend in between. And this isn't going to scream. And then you'll get the vertical lines in this main color as well.
And this one is...
This one we restocked. This is a great kit.
This is doily, and let them see the shading on that
Yes.
doily.
So let me see if I can hold this up closely. I'm not sure if it's going to get blown out, but do you see the layers of like the gold? There's a little bit of gray.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost, so the colorway is called doily. So if you think about an antique vintage doily, you might notice that it changes in color. I think she nailed it with this colorway. Great job, Diane.
And this is another house blend, another new color. If you want, you can show it with that. That
Yes.
came out with, we just got in.
This is a new color, and you could see that the shades of the brown, it's all shades of brown in line with the color of the year. It's called House Blend. And as you can see, this will stripe this way in between the layers of brown, and then you'll get the vertical stripes going this way. Stunning. So a little bit more cohesive. Not everybody likes bright colors. That's a nice neutral.
But if you do like bright colors, you might like this one.
This one we restocked. Another colorway that we got in, the straw baby. Fresh spring, purple, coral,
And
lime
again, you
green.
can see the difference in the skeins. This doesn't have as much purple as this does. But again, could be in
the
there
variety
somewhere.
is going to be great, though, for the
Exactly.
coloration in the
sweater.
And then you'll get the striping in between in this colorway green called Freshly Cut. And then don't forget it goes vertically as well. Are there more?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just a few more. This one is
This is a good one.
Frost. And
Look at the
that's
layers of color on Frost.
held with. This is a beautiful color. The Saddest Place. Look at that. How beautiful is that?
It's funny, a couple of customers came in thinking that that was robin's egg, and it's not.
No,
It's
robin's-
a
yeah.
deeper teal,
And it's got
turquoise,
some of that,
maroon,
plum
like
or
an
maroon
aubergine
in there.
color
Right,
in there. It's
right.
gorgeous.
It's beautiful. Saddest Place is a great color. And then we have this one. Is this my color, my inkling? This is the color that's in my
In Pam's Alpine Bloom. Alpine Bloom.
Yeah.
So this colorway here is called Clean Slate. Again, you'll see the shading in the yarn. And that's paired with Inkling. And interestingly, this is the same color that Pam is using in her Alpine sweater. So it's crazy. It's
great.
actually quite I mean, it really reflects what your single skein looks like.
Yeah.
But we just paired it with a different
gorgeous.
color. It's stunning.
Beautiful colorway.
Great with jeans.
I think there might be one more way. Oh, maybe I'm not, no, I think that's it, Dina.
That's it, right?
That's it. Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
So those are all the kits. They're called Vellichor. It's a great summer top. The good news is you'll have a spring tee just in time while you're knitting
exactly.
While you're knitting for a knit along. Okay. Speaking of knit alongs, we have finally landed on our cable tee. We are super excited to announce that we're going to do the tee designed by, how do you pronounce that?
Well, her name is Caroline Skofgard Benson.
Otherwise known as aegyoknit.
Yep. You've seen her, I'm sure, on Instagram.
Spell it. It's AEGYO. Aegyoknit. Hopefully we didn't butcher it, but we will put the link down below. As you can see here, it's a beautiful cable tee. You're going to do a front cable. You would learn to do a back cable.
Is there a cable in the back?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
We have to verify that. I'm not sure.
I looked. Couldn't tell on the picture. I don't think there is.
You are going to learn. So this is our knit along pattern that we landed on. The techniques you will be learning, I believe, is a tubular cast on, twisted rib, German short rows, front and back cable. We will be using the technique because it's a certain number of stitches. It won't be like you will have to use a cable needle.
Mm-hmm. And it has the short row shaping is a little differently. It doesn't happen at the back of the neck as you used to. It happens
in the body.
In the body, twice in the body. So it is a little bit different in that regard.
I don't think there is a cable in the back, Pam.
I don't think there is. No, because when they would have pictured it, I went through her pictures and I didn't see it.
Right.
Specifically looking for that. Yeah. And she's got this great detail. I'm sorry, Dina, on her raglan,
which actually continues down the side,
which is lovely.
Yep.
So again, we hope that you like it. We thought it was very
attractive while being achievable. Sometimes cables can become very intense. We felt that this was a great introduction to cable. Hopefully you'll sign up if you were never have learned or have never done a cable. I think this is a really classy
good
top.
place to start, right?
Yes, you can do, you can knit it a little bit longer, maybe do a little French tuck in a summer pant. We're going to show you.
It's not a tight fit either, but
No.
I mean, again, you can do what you want to do with it.
Here's another.
I think 39
picture.
and 3/4.
You can see the extra drape.
Right, is the smallest size, and then it goes about 40, 44, and then 46, and sizes like that.
She's offering it in, if I'm not mistaken, was it a sport weight? Or fingering in a sport weight with the mohair?
She had a fingering held with, I don't know if it was a sport weight. I thought it was a fit. Maybe it was, I don't know. 2 held together.
Yes, there's an option with 2 held together. I want to say one is mohair and the other one.
This one you're looking at? The first one?
Yeah, one is mohair. And it's paired with cashmere lace. The cashmere lace, is that considered?
That's what I'm going to look up now.
I want to say it might have been a sport weight.
Yeah, we'll see. This is the first one that you have up there, right?
That's silk. That's mohair. Oh, no.
That one is a
sport weight, 24.
Sport weight. That's the first
right.
one. Mm-hmm. And she says that, I believe she said she knit that one by itself. She wanted a looser, more open, I think she says that in her pattern.
Yes.
But, and then she also used this.
So the gauge is an Aran weight. So this. Go ahead.
No, she used this one. It was a linen flax that was 20 to 22 stitches, but the gauge on her pattern, I believe, is 18.
It's 18.
Yeah.
So basically what she's doing is clearly knitting it to a looser gauge. You're not going to find it knit tight. It's more of a breathable, airier feel. This is our first round of kits. We are going to be showing kits that have maybe like a wool linen blend, maybe paired with a mohair. We are going to, this is our first introduction.
Right.
So you have the knit along, which is a class available online.
Correct.
The name of the pattern is called Busan Tee.
Busan.
Right. I'm assuming it's pronounced like Susan, but with a B. So Busan.
Oh, Busan. I never thought of it that way.
don't know.
I kept saying Busan. I don't know.
Maybe it's Busan.
Busan.
I will tell you, when we bought the pattern, when you go through Ravelry, they're going to take you to their own personal website. You're not actually buying the pattern through Ravelry. So you will get the pattern through their website. And yeah, that was just a little different.
Now, you know, one of the reasons it took us so long to do this was we were debating over patterns.
Yes. You know, we had wonderful suggestions. I mean, many by Sari Nordland. Colette was very popular.
There was another one, too. What was the other one we liked? The wavy, what was it called? Waves?
Drifting Waves.
Drifting Waves. That
I
was
think
nice.
that was fingering weight. We loved Kylie by that's Irene Lynn. The issue is when you are teaching cables, like for example, if we were going to teach Kylie, you are teaching how to do a cable, and yet it's interrupted with lace.
Yeah, that's
now,
a
if you have to
difficult.
back out a cable and you're working with lace, it's a lot to deal with the first time. Backing out a cable can be a little bit tricky. And that's one of the things that we will show you in the class when you haven't done it before. Sometimes you make the mistake of holding the cable front instead of back, and you need to change it. And that's why we stuck to something pure and simple, but very elegant and classy looking.
Right. Well, that's
I
what we
think.
felt it was. Too.
Yes.
Now, there was also
Very-
the Colette was nice as well. But again, a different
We're going to do more teas, so stay tuned. We're not stopping here. This is, the second tea of the season. We're starting with our Alpine, and then we're going to move on, and we're not stopping here with cables. So if you feel like you want to take something a little bit next level, maybe wait for the next one.
There you go.
Okay, so this first colorway. So now what we did is we started this first kit with Lena. Lena is generally used as a worsted weight yarn, so we figured that you could certainly have a little bit ease. It's got that cotton, linen, and viscose blend. What can I tell you about it? It takes, for the size that we're knitting, was this the one that was 44?
Hold on a
46, I think we went.
second. I think so. I think we went to the 46.
We went to the 46-inch size. It's size 3 with a finished bust.
Of 44, 46.
46
Right, the third
inches
size.
across the bust. So our kits include 10 skeins of Sandness Garn Lena. This is the colorway. It's like ecru.
Yeah.
We have this colorway. It's raisin. And we've had this in the shop for the longest time. It's a great workhorse yarn. It washes well. It wears well. We love our Lena. This colorway is denim. We've got this pretty light pink.
The carnation pink.
Classic black. That'll be elegant in black.
It would be very pretty.
Yeah. We have that carnation pink. You want to show the rest, Pam?
What did we settle on yesterday? We were thinking of what color this looked like to us. We were saying like a what?
Buff.
A buff. Isn't that pretty?
That's gorgeous. It's got a pinkish hue.
got a
It's like a
pinkish
very
hue to
light
it.
taupe.
Yep. Here we go. How about this one, Dina? And what did we say this was? What did
Apricot.
Apricot.
I think the company calls it sandstone, but it's a cross between sandstone and apricot. Very pretty. Classic white. Can't go wrong with that. Nice and crisp. I'm going to show this.
You do it.
Okay. We have this dark slate, charcoal gray. Very pretty. I think we called this Iris, but it's a dark periwinkle. Very pretty color. Any of these colors are going to look great in the top. The cable is classic, running down the center. It's going to be beautiful. I think we called this like cappuccino. It's like a cafe au lait color.
I love that color.
It's gorgeous.
Did you show that? Where's it? You showed this color, right?
The raisin, yes.
Love that color.
I know. I think they call it acorn.
And if you really want to, well, you did your T-shirt from
love this orange.
Moonstruck from Natasja last year in this color.
I love orange.
Beautiful. Why not? It's summertime. So there's
It's
that
a
as
fun
well.
color.
It is. It is.
Yeah, don't be shy.
So those are the colors we chose, we started with. Again, we also felt that if you're starting with cables, maybe you're not into holding two strands together.
Right. This would be your easiest platform,
Correct.
single strand as opposed to double strand.
Correct. And if you know, I mean, if you want, look at my project page. I knit 2 years ago, was it the loop tee? Mm-hmm. The loop tee. And it had a cable on the side, one cable going down the side, and I knit it out of Lena, so you could get an idea what it might look like, something like that with the cable, if you wanted to look at that.
Right.
It is
Again, it's going to be knit to a slightly looser gauge, but I think the yarn can hold it.
Right. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be lovely. It'll have a nice drape, and it won't feel too heavy on the body.
And again, that's the Busan. I say Busan. You said
Busan?
I can't even.
Susan, Busan.
Busan. Like boozing. You're boozing around there. No. I don't even know what that means. Anyway, but it's
The
a
Busan
lovely.
Tee.
It's a lovely. I love that detail on the.
It's got a great detail on the
raglan.
raglan. And, it's knit from the top down. She's got markers placed right away, so sometimes people find that to be...
and the twisted rib looks nice and clean.
Yes, and it's a tubular cast on. So there's a lot to learn. Sometimes you just need a refresher. Sometimes you just want to be part of a knitting community, and we welcome everybody.
Of course.
So
think about it.
think about it.
And again, you could just join the class. You don't have to buy the kit. It's not a requirement to join the group. You can just join.
Correct. If you have yarn at home and you want a stash dive and you have...
Maybe you have some Lena that you,
or any other type yarn that would suffice yardage wise. I think we said it was about 1,200 for that size.
Yeah, it was about 1,200.
About 1,200 yards.
I think it was like 10, 11 something, 10, something like that.
I think it was 12.
12 it was? Okay.
I think so. But
Well,
check
that's
the
right, so
yardage,
whatever.
because it was meters versus yards. But check your size that you'd be interested in.
We look at so
making.
many patterns they get. Right. They turn into a blur sometimes. But anyway, so that's what we thought we would start with. And take it from there.
Yes.
It certainly won't be the last tee we
No,
knit.
definitely not. We have to hurry up and knit our tees. It's a fun season.
Yeah, I love tea season.
Yeah. So we have some FOs. We started with an FO in the very beginning.
Yep.
This one isn't mine, but this one belongs to Michelle. I gave it a nice steam.
Northern Lights.
Northern Lights. It's the Silky Twist hoodie designed by Iris Schreier, and it's knit in her Silky Twist 200-gram skein. Mm-hmm. Lovely. Okay. Next up, we have this gorgeous...
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Shawl. It's
called, what's it called?
the Boneyard shawl.
I don't know why I have a
Simple,
from
easy,
Stephen West, one of his
basic.
first patterns.
I mean, crazy. This is an oldie. We talk about oldie but goodies. It's a shawl knit from the top down, and we used a beautiful fade from Earth Yarns. You don't have to do anything. The kit comes with the fade.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. And we have a gray kit, as you see here.
It's 5.
5 colors?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, look at that. 5 colors. A gray kit, a blue kit, pinks that go into kind of like a burgundy color, and a beige
brown?
color.
Yeah.
A beige color, beige into brown. So they're lovely.
Earth
Are
fade.
they on the website, these
They
kits?
should be.
Yeah. It's from Earth Yarns. Beautiful. Do you know what the kit costs?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Got to ask all those difficult questions, right?
Should have asked me before.
I know. Anyway, so that's lovely. And it's a DK weight, yes?
Yes.
You know what you could use that for, too? The Pierre.
Oh, I think we had someone who did that.
Love the
Stephen
Pierre.
West, the
It's
Pierre shawl.
another great shawl of his too.
Next up, the Easy Knitted Sweater, which is right over there.
Oh, look at that! I didn't see that.
I'm pointing.
What was that knitted?
That was knit in Woolfolk Luft.
Oh yeah,
It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm very proud of Lauren. She is a brand new knitter, and this is, I think, her second sweater.
very lovely.
And she knit it
Lovely.
and put it together all by herself.
Oh, did she?
Yes, she brought it in for ends and blocking, but I think she might do the next one fully on her own.
Good.
So good for you, Lauren. That's absolutely amazing. And I just want to give you the name of the designer. I want to say...
What's it called? Simple Sweater?
Easy Knitted Sweater.
I don't know.
And it's designed by... Oh my God, I have way too many tabs open. Wannipa Yunker.
Oh, geez.
Wannipa Yunker, and there it is. And I think it's great. It's perfect. So it's nice. It's got a twisted rib. She did a great job stockinette. She has her sleeves in there. It's all good.
Did she set the sleeves in? Was
I
it
don't know if
separate
it was
pieces or is it?
I don't know
pickup?
I don't have the pattern, so I don't know if it what's what. But it's beautiful. Next up, last but not least, this is a baby blanket. It was knit by a customer. It's in the double seed stitch, and she knit this in Barocco Comfort. 100%, I think it's acrylic, right?
Yeah.
Machine washable, and it's a nice, generous size blanket, and it's got a built-in garter stitch border.
Love that.
So this belongs to Cynthia. So this is what my kids, my daughter-in-law and son-in-law, they said they want a very simple all-over pattern.
So they want
This would be something that they would
will.
totally
Yeah,
love.
They would.
Because it's just got a delicate
Yep.
pattern.
Yep. Maybe you should do that.
I'll show it to them.
Yeah. They do
You know
like
what I was
that.
thinking?
They
do like that. You know what I was thinking of knitting? Do you remember that first blanket that I knit as a sample for the shop?
Which one was that?
It was white. It was knit in cotton, the clip yarn.
Yeah.
And it was stolen.
What was the pattern?
I designed it. It was
But
my
what
first
was it?
design. It was lace with
Yeah.
little hearts.
Oh, yeah. You think they'd like that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if they would like the hearts.
Yeah, I'm not thinking they would like the hearts. But I don't know. You have a picture of it?
I don't.
Oh, Dina. Well,
I'd
you
have
know
to
what?
look it up.
Sometimes I also believe that you don't need to ask. You can just make it.
Now you're going back on what you said.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm torn on that because, listen, if someone
I'm
hand
afraid
knits
that
you
the
a
lace
blanket,
might be a little too much.
she did like the pattern you showed me that had the yarn over detail, the yarn over open
So when I
detail.
spoke to her about yarn overs, as long as they're small.
But well, that's also relative to the yarn you're using.
Exactly. So if I'm doing a DK weight yarn, they're going to be quite big.
Right. I got the impression from what she showed you that it would be more fingering weight that you would be knitting. I don't know. But listen, you're talking to me. Look what I did for Emily's blanket, the first one she wanted. Those
Sheep.
The sheep I
yes.
did. Oh my God.
I won't even show that blanket.
I didn't.
Sorry, guys.
And she picked it. I'll never forget that day she came in. Remember that day she came in? I couldn't believe she picked that. The sheep. Right?
Anyhow, yes. Stay tuned. We'll see.
And then
what
she picked
happens.
that book.
Yeah, maybe I should give her a selection of like 10 that I choose, and she could pick one of them.
Could be.
I mean,
Could be.
Roche
I don't know
and
if I'd
Jake.
give her 10.
Well, I don't
4 or
mind giving
5.
a variety, but when you say go on Ravelry, pick whatever, like Emily went and just picked
Well,
any.
yeah, but
I can't do that. Oh my goodness. I'll be knitting forever.
but then what Emily also did for the first 2 kids is she knit that cotton yarn from who was it from? The thick
Loopy Mango.
Loopy Mango. And she did 2
was a cute
blankets.
blanket.
And I have to say, the kids love those blankets. They destroyed them.
I have to
Loved
say,
those
Danielle and
blankets.
Sophie want to come in and knit for the baby too.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't that cute?
Oh,
I think
that's
Danielle's
nice.
going to crochet,
Oh, good.
and I don't know what Sophie's going to do.
She
But
could,
have fun.
Again, she could just, from what they
that
like,
cute?
she could just
And
do
then
the
I'm gonna
knit
give something
stitch,
to my mom.
and they would love that.
And it'll be like a whole knit layette
thing.
from
You
all
mean
of
a
us.
layette. Yeah, there you go.
Takes the edge off me.
All the attention is off you, right? Well, anyway, whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful.
Yes. Okay. I think that's a wrap.
Anything
It's
else?
later than we thought.
Oh my gosh, it's long, yeah.
Yeah.
Oof, oof.
Hopefully you don't mind joining us. Okay, so you have a lot to think about. The Drea Renee knit along. We have shown you several kits, and we still have the kits online for the through lines. There's Vellichor, Free or Fade, and the Birds of a Feather.
You said through lines, right? Did you
Through
say
lines
that?
is the
other
first
one.
thing, right?
But you don't have to. You may like one of these, but maybe you don't want to do the knit along. You don't have to do the knit along. You
don't
just
feel
knit it. You know, you
people
don't have to.
have been purchasing it and they're not posting,
Yeah, right,
and that's okay.
Right.
There's the Traveler Shawl. We have the Traveler Hoodie. We have a wonderful selection of our sport yarn.
Shift kits.
I do believe people had asked me for night shift. I was just telling Pam we didn't get to do that yet. Maybe
Right.
we'll do that for Thursday.
Right. It's like I said the shift, but that wouldn't be for the knit along because she's
That's a
not
cowl.
doing cowls.
Right.
But again, the shift is a very popular pattern, and we have some great new colors. And if we have time, we could do that.
Yeah. Also, we are offering the Alpine Bloom knit along. We've already taped 2 classes, which are already pre-recorded and in our Facebook group.
Right.
But we will be starting our new one. We didn't give the date.
Oh, I think it's April 8th.
We decided the first class will be April 8th. So you have time to think about it, time to look at your stash, or time to buy a kit.
Yeah, I think it was, I'm just looking for my calendar. I think we chose April 8th and then the 29th, right? Is that what we did? The 29th? April
I believe.
8th, then April 29th.
It's on the website,
and May,
all the
May
dates.
something.
Yeah, all the dates will be there for you.
Right. And what's the best part of this all? You'll have it. You could have a finished tee to wear.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to. You can knit at your own pace, but whatever.
Right. There is no pressure, but sometimes for many, being in a knit along just keeps you in check, and people sometimes like that, as we have many whips and many things to knit.
Of course.
All right. With that, I think we'll sign off. Thank you so much for joining
and now
us.
it's dark out.
Now it's time to go home.
Have a great week, guys.
See you next week.